Emit your frequency or absorb the world's frequencies. Everything changes when you start to emit your own frequency rather than absorbing the frequencies around you. This is not poetic exaggeration. It is neurological, it is psychological, it is spiritual, it is practical. Most people live as energetic sponges. They wake up and immediately absorb the emotional tone of the news, the urgency of social media, the outrage of political commentary, the anxiety of coworkers, the expectations of family, and the fear embedded in collective narratives. And because as energy flows where attention goes, whatever they focus on begins to expand within them. Attention is not passive. Attention is creative. Your brain's reticular activating system filters reality based on what you repeatedly focus on. Your nervous system calibrates itself to the emotional tone you rehearse. Your subconscious records repetition as instruction. So when you repeatedly consume chaos, outrage, fear, and comparison, you are not just staying informed, you are instructing your biology and your perception to tune toward more of that frequency. And then you wonder why your inner world feels unstable. There is a big difference between absorbing and emitting energy. Absorbing frequency is reactive living. You scroll, you react, you argue, you worry, you compare, you defend, you tense. Your internal state becomes a reflection of whatever is loudest. Emitting frequency is creative living. You choose your internal tone, you choose your thoughts, you choose your emotional baseline, you choose what you amplify, you choose what you rehearse, you choose what you practice. This is not denial of reality, it is authorship of experience. When you emit your own frequency, you are imprinting intention on existence rather than allowing existence to imprint itself onto you. That is power. Energy flows where attention goes. Focus on scarcity and your mind scans for evidence of lack. Focus on betrayal and your mind scans for signs of threat. Focus on division and your mind finds enemies. Focus on gratitude and your mind finds gifts. Focus on growth and your mind finds opportunity. Focus on love and your nervous system softens. Your focus becomes your filter. Your filter becomes your perception. Your perception becomes your emotional state. Your emotional state becomes your behavior. Your behavior becomes your life. If you want a different life, you must practice different attention. If you want your life to get better, you have to get better. If you want your life to change, you have to change. Protecting your energy is not avoidance, it is maturity. Many people feel guilty about not engaging in every outrage cycle, but protecting your energy is stewardship. If you let every headline hijack your nervous system, your creative capacity fragments. If you let every social media debate enter your emotional field, your clarity dissolves. If you let every external opinion shape your identity, you lose your center. You do not owe the world your dysregulation. You are far more useful, regulated, grounded, and intentional than reactive and scattered. Protecting your energy means limiting exposure to sensationalism, being selective with media intake, stepping back from unnecessary arguments, not allowing others' emotional storms to become your internal climate, and choosing conversations that elevate rather than agitate. You are not here to absorb chaos. You are here to transmute it. The world is engineered for distraction. Breaking news, algorithmic outrage, comparison culture, endless notifications. All of it competes for your attention because attention is power. If someone else controls your attention, they control your energy. If they control your energy, they influence your emotional state. If they influence your emotional state, they influence your choices. And small daily choices build your destiny. You must become disciplined with your focus. Ask yourself, does this content strengthen me? Does this conversation elevate me? Does this thought move me toward who I want to become? If not, it does not deserve your energy. When you emit your own frequency, you begin the day with intentional thought. You regulate your nervous system before engaging the world. You rehearse elevated emotions on purpose. You visualize the life you are building. You choose gratitude before scrolling. You create before consuming. You become a signal tower rather than a sponge. And something subtle begins to shift. Your posture changes, your speech changes, your boundaries strengthen, your presence steadies, your relationships recalibrate, your opportunities align differently. You stop chasing alignment, you become it. There's quiet power in non-reactivity. One of the most powerful things you can do in this era is refuse to be emotionally manipulated. Outrage is contagious. Fear spreads quickly. Division thrives on participation. When you do not react, you interrupt the chain. When you do not engage in every battle, you preserve your clarity. When you do not internalize collective panic, you preserve your creativity. When you do not absorb others' intentions, you remain anchored in your own. Silence can be strength. Stillness can be rebellion. Regulation can be leadership. What do you want more of? Because whatever you focus on will multiply. More peace, more creativity, more connection, more abundance, more purpose, more depth, more impact. Then focus there and only there. Feed that, practice that, study that, talk about that, rehearse that, visualize that, feel that. Your nervous system will follow, your perception will follow, your life will follow. You are not powerless in a chaotic world, but if you allow your mind to be colonized by every external force, you will live someone else's emotional agenda. If you guard your attention, regulate your system, and deliberately emit your own frequency, you will live intentionally. This does not mean ignoring suffering. It means engaging from strength rather than being consumed by it. Remember, you are a creator. You are not a reactor. You are a signal. You are not static. Everything changes when you stop absorbing the world's frequency and start broadcasting your own. And that shift begins with one simple daily practice. Choose what you focus on before the world chooses for you.
I loved this reminder. In today's world, where so many of us have dysregulated nervous systems, we're stressed, we're anxious, we're depressed, nihilistic, hopeless, don't know what to do to change the world, but we want it to change. A lot of these things can be so overwhelming, coupled with not just life experiences, but the news, the social media, every aspect of life is just bombarding us and over-informing us at all times. And this is a good reminder that we can choose what we focus on, and what we focus on becomes our reality. And if you like this message and want to hear some other ones just like it, just subscribe to the Living Mirror channel on YouTube. And if something landed in you and you like this video, please comment in the comment section and share it with everyone you know. Much love to you and yours. Let's choose what we do want to focus on from here on out.